You know what used to piss me off? Every time I dropped a video about modded Pro Evo or old school FIFA, I would get hit with the same damn comment. Bro, just play FC25 with a gameplay mode. Like, really? After seeing how immersive Pro Evo can get, how smooth modded FIFA plays, you're telling me this is better? FC25? So yeah, I tried it over and over again. I kept downloading the latest Anth James Gameplay Mod, fired up FC25, and every single time I hated how the game felt to play. Players gliding like they are on ice skates, limbs moving like malfunctioning robots, physics so damn broken, Newton would have rage quit. And no, it wasn't just about the game being too fast or too arcadey, it just felt wrong. The pitch vibe was off, player movement simply atrocious, every match melted into one clunky mess. Now don't get it twisted, I am not throwing shades at Anth James or the modding community of FC25. Those guys are out here trying to polish EA's busted ass gameplay engine, and I respect the hell out of that. But the base game, it was straight up unplayable as a football sim. But something changed. I gave it one more shot with the recent versions of Anth James Gameplay Mod, and holy shit, I was actually positively surprised. The game finally felt decent, dare I say, quite enjoyable. I mean, don't get me wrong, it still got problems, some animations are junky and defending feels worse than anything we had before FIFA 20. All in all, I'm not here to crown FC25 as my go-to football game, but for once, I get it. I see why people are playing it. And honestly, the more I play this modded version of FC25, the more it's growing on me. I don't know, it's got that weird acquired taste thing going on. So today, let's talk about how this might be finally the moment where modded FC25 is actually worth your time and money. But before we do so, I wanna hear from you. Are you enjoying FC25 lately? What do you think of latest versions of Anth James Gameplay Mod? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Alright, so before the version 8 of the mod dropped, I couldn't even get through 2 matches of FC25 without quitting and booting up some older footy game. The controls in FC25 felt like fighting a brick wall. Everything was stiff and clunky, and not in a realistic way, you know? To me it was just bad. Someone in our Discord nailed it when they said that you feel the controller when the gameplay sucks. With good gameplay, your inputs just flow naturally. And I think that resonates with my experience. Every input in the game felt delayed, like the player had to check with their manager before reacting. I wasn't playing football, I was fighting the engine. Now though, I can actually play for the full evening without rage quitting. That alone is a huge win. So why is that? Well, one of the biggest upgrades in recent versions of the mod is movement. See, players used to run like cartoon avatars from an unreleased Nintendo Wii game. Feet didn't touch the ground, posture was all over the place, and those arms, man, flailing like they were in a mosh pit. But now, there's actual weight, inertia, and some fluidity. You can shift directions, bait defenders, dribble, and it looks okay. Not perfect by any means, but football-ish. Well, except for the arms, cause they are still cursed. A lot of players still run like jacked cartoon superheroes. It's unintentionally hilarious. But big shout out to the Natural X Flow preset. It's the one that finally made running feel better. The other presets though, I think they are too sluggish for my liking. And how about you? What's your go-to preset if you've tried Anth's mods? Which one do you like? Natural X or maybe some older versions? And here's something that I didn't expect. The AI is actually quite smart now. They hold the ball well, pull off proper tiki-taka without spamming it non-stop like we saw in some older FIFA titles, and skilled players actually dribble. On defense, they press smartly and cut off passing lanes effectively. I I mean, it's not groundbreaking, but it's believable, and I think it's well balanced. You're not facing robotic FIFA-style bots, you're facing teams with some actual tactical identity, and I think that adds immersion. I also went into the mod's documentation, yeah, I got nerdy with it, and I really like how Anth James talks about difficulty, gameplay mechanics, and AI behavior. You can tell he sees these elements of the game as this delicate balancing act, challenge without bullshit, variety without chaos, and that's exactly how I see football too. Now, let's not pretend that it's all nicely fixed. Defending is, I believe, still kinda ass. The mod helps a bit, but the core issue remains. EA's 1v1 defending system is still a bit of a mess. You have to micromanage everything while your AI defenders just, I don't know, stand there like statues. It's like they were told, hold your line and don't get out of formation, and they took it way too literally. The mod makes it less painful, but it's still not fun. I don't know, maybe it's a skill issue on my part, or do you guys also feel the same way about defending in FC25? Let me know in the comments. Then we've got shooting. It's better, no doubt. Long shots feel good, especially at the start. You'll score some screamers. Too many screamers actually. Once you figure out semi or manual shooting, I think it's a bit too many bangers. And that ironically might get a little bit too old too fast. This isn't a new issue by any means. Balancing long-range shots has been a problem for football games like forever. Some of the Pro Evo games tend to make long shots too rare, like in 2021 version. FIFA games make them too easy. One frustrates, the other bores. That said, shooting in this mod still blows vanilla FC25 out of the water. It's much more satisfying, even if a little too generous. But the biggest improvement of all, I think that's the flow of the match. See, it's not one big fix, it's tons of small tweaks working together to create this nice balance and flow. You're not constantly pulled out by one broken system or gameplay mechanic, it just all works together very well. I think the game clicks way more than it ever did. Transitions feel more natural, attacks build up in a believable way. You're not fighting the game anymore, you're just playing football, trying to solve the opponent rather than game's engine. And that is what vanilla FC25 missed for a really long time. But this mod gets it right. Alright, so those were the biggest gameplay changes that I noticed, but honestly, this mod tweaks tons of things. Like literally hundreds of them. Just open the options folder and you will see it for yourself. There's a ton of modifiers you can mess with to build your own version of FC25. And it's not just placebo effect. With different setups, the game does feel different. It's kind of overwhelming at first, not gonna lie. Like, yeah, customization options here are powerful, but also analysis paralysis can be real. You've got tweaks for ball physics, defensive logic, positioning options, you name it, it's probably here. There's just so much happening under the hood. So my advice, don't overthink it. Pick a ready-made preset, try it for some time, and tweak later slowly once you know what feels off for you. Because if there's one thing that I've learned after months and months of testing different football games and gameplay mods, it's this. There's no perfect gameplay mod. None of them will satisfy everyone. It's all subjective. It depends on how you see football and what you value the most in a match. I actually made a whole video about this topic, finding the perfect gameplay mod, so check it out if that sounds like your kind of rabbit hole. The last thing we got to talk about is price of modding FC25, because yeah, quality mods here are not free. If you want full modded experience, you're looking at some recurring cost. Anth's Gameplay Mod base standalone costs around $7 a month. Then if you want to add all the extra gameplay customization presets that are available there, then it will cost you a total of $10 a month. Then you maybe want to throw in Pfeiffer's realism mod for faces, turfs, tattoos and visual upgrades, well, you gotta add another $7 a month. And then if you wanna use reshade preset, you gotta use Live Editor, which costs you around a couple of dollars a month as well. So yeah, that's around like $16 to almost $20 a month, plus the price of the game itself. Kinda steep just to make it feel like the football game it should have been from day one. Now to be fair, EA will probably stop updating FC25 very soon, as the game's life cycle will come to an inevitable end with FC26 release. And when that happens, these mods will be one-time purchase. So if the price doesn't scare you off, I think you've got options for modding FC25, and I think those mods are really good ones. Alright, so now let's answer the big question. Should you try FC25 with Anth James Gameplay Mod right now? Short answer is, I think so, but it depends. See, right now with this mod, FC25 is finally a decent football game. I know, sounds insane considering how busted it was since launch. I mean, look, the mod doesn't fix everything. You will still see some stiff animations and some jank that will make you roll your eyes. But for the first time, it's not just playable, it's actually fun. You will score some hype goals. You will feel the flow of the match. You might even forget you're playing a game that made you rage just a few months ago. And if you can overlook the rough edges and mod the game properly to your liking, then yeah, it might surprise you too, just like it did for me. But if stuff like clunky running animations and passive AI defenders drive you insane, then you might bounce off real hard. And I think that's fair. In that case, explore the classics. Modded FIFA games or Pro Evo 21, those games still slap hard in 2025. I've got plenty of videos on my channel covering them, so check them out. And if you don't know where to get them, there's a link in the description to a reliable store. So yeah, FC25 took 9 freaking months to get here. But now, finally, with this gameplay mod, I kinda get it. I get why people are playing it. If you enjoyed this video, then be a good lad and hit that like button. It costs you nothing and helps my videos reach more people on YouTube. And if you want to see more content from me in the future, then make sure to subscribe to my channel. Anyway, that's all from me in this video. Thanks for your time and I'll see you in the next one.